This podcast is called Street Life. You've just pulled into our shop and we've said, get on the pod. Yeah. And you've gone, all right then.
Yeah. I always come in there. I'm a big supporter of Artifacts because, you do some proper clubber. So, yeah. Just come back from the funeral of Tony Cisse and went down to go see me mate Les. And on my way down, I thought, right, let me just pop in there.
We're not allowed to talk about Les on this podcast.
Okay.
We have to speak about him in code.
Okay.
I call him the Dark Shark.
The Dark Shark.
Dark Shark.
The Dark Shark.
He's actually my granddad. Do you know that?
Is he?
Not by blood, but family.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
My nan, she loved him.
Yeah? Oh.
Anyway.
Is your nan still here on the planet?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to know these things.
All right, but you know.
So anyway, listen, Spencer, because of the fight that we had at the weekend, we thought it'd be a really good opportunity to speak to you, obviously, famous fucking boxer. I thought grab you and talk to, because there's quite a lot of some people think the fight should have been stopped.
Well, do you think the fight should have been stopped?
Listen, and we'll get into this because I think I'm about to name the person.
No, I'm asking you a question. Do you think the fight should have been stopped?
No.
You think it went the way it went?
I think Fabio should have gone down. If he wanted the fight over, because for my personal, just for a fan, it looked like he was wincing when Dubois was throwing the punches.
Yeah.
And when he was sat down, he looked fucked. He looked like he wanted to not get back up.
So do you think his corner should have thrown a towel in or should have stopped him from continuing fighting?
I think he should have made the decision.
Fabio. A fighter will never, ever.
Because they don't want to let it down.
Don't want to, not only that, but they got that of the quitting scenario. And if you know anything about fighters or somebody like a Fabio Wardley, yeah? He doesn't mentally coagulate the fact of quitting because he will swing to the light, and we saw that
till the lights go out.
Yeah, and when he fought his fight prior to that,
with Fraser.
Two fights prior to that, when he fought Justin Hooney, he was getting badly outpointed in Ipswich, and then boom through the right hand and knocked him out. Right?
I guess that's what he's hanging on to, isn't it? Maybe I can get the right hand.
It's a different kind of proximity when you're looking at somebody like a Daniel Dubois, who is so dangerous and so much of a vicious. He's vicious.
Demolition job, isn't he?
It was a demolition job, and whereas
personally, I don't think the fight should have been stopped because I like entertainment.
Well, then that's what I'm trying to say to you. For you, as a fan of the sport, that you can say, oh, then you like it. I've been a former professional fighter. I've managed guys. I've trained professional fighters. You know what I mean? I've been a pundit for the longest time on the biggest channels. And I'm saying to you, from my perspective, that fight should have been stopped.
Right.
Right? Because if he'd have died, how would his camp, the Fabio Wardley camp, have explained that to his missus and his child?
Yeah, you're right.
How would you explain that? How would you explain that when you know that you had the power to stop something that went disastrously wrong?
His trainer's got that history with Tyson, hasn't he? Because he didn't throw the towel in against Wilder. Yeah, well, when he was getting bashed up.
Yeah, but he was right not to, because he came out victorious. And no, I think he got a lot of stick. I think it was Freddie Roach in the first Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight, which was a draw, but I strongly believe that Tyson Fury won that fight. That fight, Tyson Fury should have had a bit more fire in him. And at that time, Ben Davison's instructions were to continue boxing.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, you know what? And I'm not going to go against Ben on that one. Right? But unfortunately, people think when you have an opinion on this sport, Ben Davison's a young man.
Yeah.
Right? He's a pup to me.
And he was younger then, wasn't he?
Right. He was younger then. I'm old enough to be his father. Right? No, I am. I'm 20 years older than him.
Christ.
Right? So I just look young. So this is where these little young pups get confused. Now, I'm saying this.
What are you doing? Like 110? How old are you?
About that. Right? So I'm saying to these guys, it must have been about yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you had empathy, and this is what I'm trying to say, these guys who are socially awkward, right, lack empathy, right? Because I understand it's a big stage, it's a world title fight, right? They've done fantastically well to take a complete novice who didn't even box in the amateurs, who was a white collar fighter, who turned professional under the guidance and tutelage of Dylan White, right, to become a world champion. Even though he never won it in a ring, but I don't care. It's superb that you became a world champion, right? But what I can't excuse is I know personally professional fighters that have died in the ring, right? A friend of mine, Michael Norgrove, I'm going back to 2013, March 28th, at the Ring in Blackfriars. And he had a freak accident where he had a seizure and died, collapsed. And then after that, got taken to hospital. 9 days after that, on the 6th of April 2013, he died. And the maddest thing is like, I had a weird dream about that. I remember at the time, my partner at the time, I went to sleep and I woke up and I wake up out my sleep screaming. And then every time this happens to me, something bad happens to someone.
Yeah, that
someone
happens
dies.
to me as well, man. I think it's like a premonition.
Right,
know?
exactly. Right, exactly that, right? So I've had that. When you speak of these kind of things, like, and people are going to think, well, like these supernatural, these paranormal experiences or things like, no, this is how deeply ingrained I am on the spiritual side of humanity when I'm dealing with professional fighters, because I love boxing. I love the sport, but I have to be real. Unfortunately, these little young cats who are coming through, it's just, they believe that they love the sport, they love the training, the fighters and all the rest of it. They don't understand the emotional and psychological when it comes to the fights, because they ain't been in it long enough. So they don't know, right? They don't know. But when you speak about it, then they turn around, oh, you're clout chasing. I'm saying, are you stupid?
Oh, you're very open.
Right, I'm upset. I'm upset. And everyone knows about me. I'm passionate. And also, if I was to go deep into this thing, if you understand the origins of boxing and then who controlled it at the time, and it's put there for entertainment, right? But when I'm looking at it, when I'm seeing like you, a young kid, are in charge of somebody's life, what you're meant to do as a trainer, right? If you're a trainer manager, if you're a trainer, you're meant to go and sit down with this fighter's family, right? And say to this family, it's my job, it's my duty that your son comes back home to you safe and sound, right? It's your job, it's your duty. Now, if you're not doing that, then you shouldn't be in that job, because you have instructions over someone's life. So I don't buy that. I'm sorry. It's all well and good. And like, he's got some fantastic talent, and I'm not knocking his work. I'm just knocking what you did on that day. Right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like my bigger bro, Marlo Morris, said to me, "No, Spencer, sometimes talk more but talk less, because I know for a fact that that's going to hurt Ben Davison." Right? And then listen, and at the time now, and I'm saying, there's loads of people going to be saying this, that. They ain't going to be worried, because everybody turned out and said it. Johnny Nelson turned out and said it. Joe Gallagher's turned out and said it. Barry McGregor's turned out and said it. Right? All the ones that I'm saying, like, respected people, trainer Dominic Ingles turned out and said it. They've all said it. Right? But it's like, what I've realized in the sport is this: it's like we surround ourselves with bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? We surround ourselves with yes men and guys who pat you on the back, or you can't say this about him, or like it's a code, it's a private club. I'm saying fuck that. You know why I'm saying that? Because my mate Baba Tundi Ajayi, who trained Anthony Yard and managed Anthony Yard, when Anthony Yard came out second best against Benavidez, everybody criticized him. They were criticizing from the corner work. Oh, he was caught. Oh, they didn't put swabs up his nose. He was getting all of this bullshit, right? So I'm saying, wait there, hold up a second. So what makes you so free from being criticized? But you criticized, and they were picking out the littlest things for Tundi. Oh, he didn't pour the water in his mouth correctly, or any kind of shit. They tried to bring on him. So hold up a second now. So you're talking about somebody's life here, right? So what is it? What is it? Is it one rule for one and next rule for another? You're open for criticism.
Do you think if it was a different trainer, if Fabio Wardley had an older trainer who had been around the block a few times, and
most definitely he got pulled out. They would have pulled him out.
Yeah, most
definitely would have pulled him out. You know why? Because the old school fighters. I'm going back in history, right? I remember. We're going October of 1975, the Thriller Million, Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier, right? It was an incredible fight. It's one of the greatest heavyweight fights of all time, right? And Joe Frazier comes back at the end of the round, right? And he's shot, can't see out of his eye. He's busted up,
looks over,
bruised, and it's over. And he wants to continue fighting, because that's what fighters do. Fighters need saving for themselves. And the late, great Eddie Futch, who took over the job from Yank Durham, who was his original trainer, and he was his understudy. He goes to him, goes, "It's okay, Joe, sit down. We'll fight another day." That's class.
And then Joe settles.
So he settles. He didn't want to, but he stopped the fight.
It's interesting.
Now, I'm saying this now. What I'm saying is, obviously, Eddie Futch, who's one of the greatest trainers of all time, had a thing called empathy. Right? He had a thing called empathy, but not only did he have a thing of empathy, but he's saying, I'm dealing with somebody's life.
Yeah.
It's only 3 minutes. We can say, oh, but he could have gone out. You know what I mean? He could have gone out for the last round. It was only 3 minutes. 3 minutes, he could die. Now, I know for a fact now, right? I know for a fact. If I spin the page and I go back to September of 1991.
How's the hot chocolate?
Chris Eubank Senior versus Michael Watson.
Yeah.
That's
the fight, isn't it?
Right. What was that? The fight, the second fight, the rematch. Right? And Michael Watson gets, after flooring Eubank gets up, right, in round 11 and throws an uppercut, which he most probably had practiced 1,000 times in the gym, and he's never pulled it off in a fight. And he throws the uppercut and he hits Michael Watson. Michael Watson goes back.
It hits him so clean.
Head goes back, right?
Yeah.
Right? And his head goes back. And then the bell goes.
That's the end.
And he goes back to the corner. And Jimmy Tibbs and the late, great Dean Powell, who's no longer with us, right? Send him out for the 12th and final round.
But I thought he didn't stay down.
No, he got up.
Okay, wow.
Right? He got up and he was gone, right? But because he was ahead on points, they said, all right, we're going to send you out. But he just got knocked out. And he couldn't even walk to the referee in the beginning of the round to touch gloves, right? The referee had to hold him, pull his hand to touch Eubank's glove.
And that's the entertainment side of it.
Right, exactly. Then Eubank rushed him through a barrage of punches and stopped him. And after that, Michael Watson collapsed. He was in a coma, right? They had to have surgery to remove the clots from his brain. And Michael Watson has been paralyzed for the rest of his life. I know Michael Watson really well.
Yeah.
You know what? I was at that fight and I was jumping for joy when Eubank won because I wanted Eubank to win.
Yeah.
Right? And I was jumping for joy.
Because you wanted the entertainment side of it.
Exactly. And then I had to go check myself and say, what, right, is this? I understand the realness of this sport. And there are these little pussyholes out here who are thinking that I'm clout chasing because I'm speaking from an empathetic side and also an emotional side. All of you are idiots.
Word. Should we talk about what we think is going to happen in the heavyweight division? Because we've got three massive fights.
Moses Tama is
the way forward.
He trust me. Of what I've seen, but I'm saying don't rush him right now.
I agree.
Right?
Don't put him in the ring with Usyk because let Usyk retire.
No, exactly. But they're going to make him and Daniel Dubois.
I personally think the next fight for Usyk following this fight in Egypt should be with Dubois. I don't think it should be with Tyson. I don't think it should be with AJ. I think Dubois has earned the right for the rematch.
He has, but I'll tell you why. It doesn't excite.
Exactly.
Because Dubois been there twice and he's failed. No disrespect, that's a generational great, no problem. I've seen this happen right throughout history.
Yeah.
Right? Don't worry about it. Because your time will come and your time is actually coming right now. Right? So I would say to him, there's no rush. Okay? There is no rush.
AJ is late 30s.
Yes.
Tyson's 37.
Yes.
So like realistically, this is their final swan song. That's why no one gives a fuck about AJ or Fury from a fighting perspective. No other fighter is going, I want to fight either of them. And they're not picking out fighters.
No, listen.
They just want to fight each other.
Right,
and then
exactly.
He wants to fight
Thank you very
Usyk,
much, my
and
friend.
that's it.
Those two have earned the right, and I mean it. They've earned the right to say like, right, let's go fight each other. We're big business. Let's go fight. Let's make the business together. Let's go fight each other. No one's not going to turn around and argue and complain about that. They should go and fight each other and make a shitload of money together,
and then
sail off into the sun.
Exactly, and then you see someone like Dave Allen, right? He's worked really hard, and he's got to that place now where Chisora was 10 years ago, where Chisora had fought really hard to essentially become the punch bag for the up and comer. Right, any up and comer that wanted to give it a go would go and have a fight against Del Boy.
But the thing about it is this: Derek Chisora pulls out the wins.
I know. I don't see Dave Allen doing that.
No, exactly. I don't. And this is no disrespect to Dave Allen. Dave Allen's a fantastic guy.
He's great,
and he's an he's
hilarious.
He's hilarious because he speaks his mind, right? And
Hrgovic is going to bang him out.
More than likely. Let's be real. Right? But I'm not wishing that to happen to him, but I believe that Hrgovic is going to
But then Hrgovic gets another opportunity, and then Hrgovic's name gets thrown back into it.
You're going to say Hrgovic gets another opportunity, but Magnumov just beat Dave Allen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is like they're actually feeding Dave Allen a lamb to the slaughter, but technically Dave Allen is supremely skilled.
Yeah.
But I just can't see it happening. Hrgovic, I believe, will walk through him.
Yeah, I like Dave Allen a lot, but
Everybody does. Everybody, he's that guy.
I think Hrgovic wins. I think Hrgovic goes on to fight one of the seconds that the Fury, AJ or Usyk, whoever they're fighting. I couldn't even tell you who they're fighting. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They're like, especially Usyk. I'd never heard of that geezer. Rico.
No, he's a kickboxer. Do
you know what I mean? Yeah.
But the thing about it is this. You see, the thing we're complaining about that, right? Usyk has he's on the right because he's beaten. He's beaten the best of his generation.
He's the boss.
He's the boss. He's the final boss, and fair play to him.
You're right. He is the final boss. And I think the sad truth is that we will never get to see the unified English champion anytime soon because Usyk is so good. He's going to have it until he retires.
You know what? I'm just saying.
He thinks AJ's going to be the unified fighter.
You know what?
He thinks he's his coach now, isn't he?
They're bosom buddies right now.
That's
exactly. They're running on the, like Rocky and Apollo Creed. They're running on the beach together and everything.
It's weird, man.
No, it's not. Do you know what? Auntie Josh has been through a lot. Auntie Josh is actually a very nice man, right? And I think he needed somebody like Usyk around him who's got a shitload of money as well, but he's spiritually in tune.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's what you need. And so you can look at him like as a bigger bro.
Yeah.
Right. And it's also a very humbling thing for what he's done to say, right, I want to be around you, you know?
It's quite embarrassing. It's humbling is the word because that second fight, AJ threw his dummies out threw the belts out of the ring.
No, but
I couldn't believe that.
No, that's you. I understand that totally. Right.
I've never seen anything like that.
I understand that totally. If you've given your life to something so hard, and he did, and for that training camp, and you were hell bent that you're going to get the win, and then it didn't happen for the way that you can throw your prime out.
For Usyk to be like, okay, fine, and for him to be able to say to Usyk, okay, let's work together. I think fair play.
No, come on, only a real man can do that.
Yeah,
but also I'm going to be real with you. I can see why Anthony Joshua left Ben Davison.
Yeah.
No, because right, and now we're seeing why.
Exactly right.
And this is what I'm trying to say. It's not only that, because it's not like I don't rate your technical ability as a trainer, like the day to day as a trainer. I rate you. I mean, you're committed. You built a lovely gym as well. You've got loads, but you've had a string of losses in your camp as well from certainly your fighters, right? And as Lloyd Hunnigan, the former undisputed world welterweight champion, always used to say to me, the higher the monkey climbs, is the more that his arse is exposed.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like you're saying with Ben, he's a young lad. He might not be so young now, but
he's 32.
He's still got years left in him.
Of course he has.
And then you look at someone like Andy Lee, right? Andy Lee is a great
superb
trainer.
I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you the difference between Andy Lee and Ben Davison.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we're having this conversation. The difference with Andy Lee and Ben Davison is that Andy Lee is actually boxed.
Yeah.
Number one, Andy Lee, not only the fact that he boxed, but he was tutored by one of the greatest trainers of all time in Emmanuel Stewart. There is a difference. So one man's been embellished around the history, being embellished around the little nuances, the little tricks that you do in the game, and another man hasn't. And that's not me knocking Ben Davis for anyone says, oh, this, that, oh, you're jealous. There's nothing that he's got that I'm jealous of, right? I'm just telling you the truth. Andy Lee, I rate as a trainer. The reason why I rate Andy Lee as a trainer, and even though he's had certain fighters, that have fought for world titles and come second best, right? But with Andy Lee, the reason why I rate him is because these new age trainers, it's all about the win. We gotta get a win, and it's about Instagram. It's about we knocked him out with this overhand right, and look, we was practicing this overhand right in the changing room. Brother, let me tell you this now, right? Until you can truly learn. And I like to know who your teachers were. So when guys come around and say they're trainers, I'll look at it and I say, well, then who are your lineage? Who was you around? If it's only around yourself, or then you're around...
You need to surround yourself with greatness.
That's right. So you can't be the great guy. Even though you're getting the accolades, quite rightly you're getting the accolades, but I want to know who was you around. You know what I mean? I just come back from a funeral today, right? of Tony Cisse, right? And I'm at the funeral, and while I'm there, but I'm seeing all the boxing community, all the boxing people, all the right. I know these guys can't go to these places because they're not of that community. They've built their own community right now, which is totally based on social media and all the rest of it. But I'm saying, I'm looking on this, and it's like the new age thing. No, I want some old guards around me, because the old guards, they leave the nuggets. And if you want to know, you want to really get the real nuggets, you gotta be around greatness.
Yeah.
Right? And because greatness leaves clues.
What do you think about Chris Eubank Jr.?
What do I think about it?
Like, in terms of what you're talking about there, being surrounded by greatness and being brought up in a world where boxing is every day, it's a thing. Chris is in a position now where he got the win, right? He got the win in the first place, and then Conor got the win. Conor's done his thing now. Conor's gone, I beat him. We done it.
Right.
Chris has also had what his dad had. He's had someone in the ring, succumb to the fighting, and Chris is quite old now. He's like 36, 37, 36.
Yeah.
Where'd you put Chris in terms of great fighters and someone who's been brought up in this great?
I'm not gonna put him in the fit of great fighters.
In terms of the greatness that he's been around.
No, I can't. No, it doesn't matter. What Chris Eubank Jr. he's a byproduct of the success of his father.
Okay.
And so is Conor Ben.
Yeah.
But Conor Ben's way smart now, because Conor Ben's getting a bag. I think it's July 25th. He's gonna be fighting Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, well,
right.
Yeah.
He's gonna get another bag.
He looked good. He looked good against Eubank in the last time.
He did look good against Eubank, but you've got to take into consideration Eubank was dead at the weight. He was dead. I'm not taking nothing away from Conor Ben, because Conor Ben didn't know he was going to be dead. Conor Ben put the work in, right? But if I'm looking at Chris Eubank Jr., I'm saying you're a byproduct of your father. Can you fight? Yes, you can fight, because it's inherent inside of him.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, it is inherent inside of him. But he also wanted to live that superstar life before the superstar life came, right? But one thing I do give him, when it comes to training, he doesn't cut corners at all. This
is what I was getting at. The nepotism between Conor Ben and Chris Eubank and their dads. I didn't like that side of it. I really like the history of them and the fighting and this, but I got a bit sick and tired of the nepotism, because I personally put Chris Eubank Jr. As a much better fighter than Conor Ben. Conor Ben hasn't proved himself.
No, he hasn't proven himself.
But now I'm starting to think to myself, I really like Conor. He looks like a good challenge.
Listen to me. What I'm saying is this. I think a lot of people get onto Conor and Chris because of there's got to be a little bit of jealousy.
Yep.
Like, oh, well, if your name was Conor Artifacts, nobody would be coming out to watch you. If you know what I mean, if your name was Chris Facts Arty, nobody would come out to. It's because your dad. But that's what you're meant to do, because a great father, as the good book says, leaves an inheritance for his children's children. All the credit in the world should be given to what their dads have done, and they've just in this world now, and they've capitalized on it. What they're meant to, are they not meant to do it? They're capitalizing. That's what it is.
Their job, isn't it?
When my child comes through, he's going to be junior knowledge, and then he's going to be the knowledge. That's what's going to happen.
Would you want your child to be a boxer?
If my son wants to box, he's going to box.
He's going to have a good trainer, isn't he?
Huh?
He's going to have a good trainer, isn't he?
Yeah, but also, and next thing, massive props to Stanley Dubois, Daniel Dubois' father.
Amazing.
Right?
To let Don just go in there and get on with it.
Listen to me. He humbled himself on certain. Me and him had a really back and forth. A back and forth that even so, it's like we had a really bad back and forth. We had a really bad falling out.
Okay.
Right? And he beat Joshua. And for that fight, prior to the fight, I went viral because I said that he watched Black Magic.
Stanley.
Yeah, I went in on it, right? And that all of that went viral. And which I got legal letters through to me and everything and stuff. Right, it got serious. But this is what I am. This is how I am. I don't care who likes me, who don't like me. I stand on my truth, right? And if you wrong me, I'm going to go after you. And then there was something between me and Don Charles, who Don Charles I've known since I've been 12 years old.
Yeah.
Right? And
like you said, the old guard.
Right, the old guard. But Don has admitted out of his own mouth that I was incremental in him getting Daniel Dubois. Right? I was incremental in that. All right, fair enough. All that put by the way, he goes and he fights AJ, and he beats Anthony Joshua, right? Nobody can't tell me at that time that Ben Davison, I study body language, right? Ben Davison who made a terrible mistake by turning around saying to Anthony Joshua, roll the dice and coming with an uppercut. And then you had Shane McGuigan, who was doing the commentary for BBC Live with Ron McIntosh, and he said, no, I wouldn't tell someone to throw the uppercut.
Stand behind the jab.
Right, because if you do throw the uppercut, you're leaving yourself open for a right hand, right? Because it's quite simple. As you're throwing your uppercut, this shoulder pulls back, you're open to a right hand shot.
Yeah.
That's what happened and gets knocked out. And it was prophesied by Shane McGuigan, and then it happened, right? Off of the back of that now, Anthony Joshua looking at that and saying, right, to hell with this, I'm off. Right? So me and them are warring right now. After the fight's done, the first thing Stanley does when he's getting interviewed was get at Spencer. You see, end of the day, Spencer, God always wins. And all the rest. I'm still saying fuck you because you wronged me on something and you had finances for me. You fucked me on that and you did a little sneaky move. But so, right? Anyway, that's all done now. And then what happens was his son goes on and he fights Usyk, right? And the whole world was saying that Daniel Dubois quit in that fight.
I think so.
Right? I don't believe so.
You don't believe so? You think Dubois rightly lost?
I think he lost. And
got outboxed in the end.
He got outboxed and he got dropped badly, right?
Yeah.
And he got dropped badly and he's also, I don't think he could coagulate in his mind because as far as I'm concerned, he's on the spectrum. And the reason why I can say that, because I'm on the spectrum.
No, I agree.
Right? And I'm saying like, he couldn't coagulate what happened, then he thought, to hell with this.
And then
Anyway, so everyone's saying he's quit. So I get interviewed by everyone. I said, no, I don't believe that he did quit. Right? Okay. Then after that, I get a message through from his dad, and he says, Spence, do you know what? Why we shouldn't be fighting each other? We're brothers. And he goes, what is it that I had for you? Let me send it to you now. And he sends it to me. I said, don't send it to me. There's a charity that I support in Uganda. Send it over there. And he did. It was a
sizable amount.
And he sent it to them, right?
Fair play.
So I'll be squashed.
Yeah, you're mates now.
We're mates now, right? But in the build-up to him fighting Joshua, I'm doing everything that I want to see Daniel Dubois lose. I'm going to be real. I'm doing everything to say that I want to see you lose, right? Everything. Like, one of my fighters was sparring Daniel Dubois. I sent that round of sparring over to Barry Smith, who was working with Joshua as well. I was saying, look, yeah, he's very beatable here. Do you know what I mean? But Joshua couldn't administer those things, and he got beat.
I think what you said about Ben telling the boxer to take a whim is really interesting because, like I said, my knowledge of boxing has only been from the last few years. And what I've learned is a lot of trainers tell their boxers, stick on your jab, focus on your jab, stay behind your jab. You will win fights behind your jab.
There wasn't none of that in that fight.
No, and that's what I'm saying. AJ is someone that doesn't really focus on his jab as much as he focuses on the finisher.
No. But in saying that, neither on the weekend did Fabio Wardley.
Exactly.
Right, Fabio, like, I'm just saying this, like, on a technical standpoint, when you go into a gym as a 10-year-old, the first thing that you're taught is how to stand, hold your hands, and the first punch you're taught is the jab.
Yeah.
Right? Because the jab is the one, everything else is the 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
But the jab is your key, right? As the old adage, like, a big right hand takes you around the corner, but the jab takes you all around the world, and it's the truth.
That's a good quote.
Right. But it's how you have different variations of the jab. There's loads of different variations of the jab, right? Like you got the up jab, you got the flick jab. You know what I mean? You got the prodding jab.
Tyson likes to flick, doesn't he?
Right? Yeah, he does.
That's what he does.
And you actually got that from Larry Holmes, and Larry Holmes actually got that from Muhammad Ali. But that's another story for another day, right? So these are the things. But if you don't know these nuances, how are you going to teach it?
Exactly, mate. That's it.
Yeah, how are you going to teach it?
What I really liked about Daniel was as soon as he got Fabio Wardley's nose opened up, which was obviously the plan from the beginning, get that nose as broken as possible.
Right, but that was from the simple instructions. All the credit in the world should be given to Don Charles. The simple instructions that Don Charles gave:
jab him and break his nose.
Right, he said, pop the jab, then double up on it, come out with the left hook and then that right hand. simple basics, because these are simple basics that he will understand because he's been taught that from when he's a young kid.
I really want to get into boxing, mate. I really want to start
I think you should, man. I think you could be a contender.
Lots of people say I've got a figure for boxing.
Yeah, no. I'm telling you.
I've had Julius gave me a couple of tips and stuff.
Yeah, I see Julius today at the funeral. Julius is a top man.
He gave me a couple of tips, and the best one was relax your shoulders. I never knew that, and I throw a much better fucking jab now after I've learned. But honestly, the last fight I had was 15 years ago. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover, and I'd like to get in boxing to lose the weight, but I would love to have a fight. I'm
trying to say to you, go sign up to the local gymnasium. Go Google it right now. Go find out which ones are doing white collar fights, and give yourself that 4-month training camp and go and do it. You know what I mean? And
then we're going to do a Misfits.
No, I'm telling you that because but you're laughing. I'm telling you. The reason why I would suggest to anybody to go do boxing, right? Because boxing, whether you win or lose, just to overcome that fear to climb into that ring and the build up for, oh shit, I'm fighting and it's in 2 weeks. Oh shit, I'm fighting and it's in 13 days. Oh shit, I'm fighting it's in
tomorrow.
right, exactly. And then, right, oh shit, it's today. And then you got to go through that whole drama of being in the change room, getting your hands wrapped up, putting the gloves on, getting prepared. Then, my ring entrance music, they're playing your music and then you're walking in and then the bell goes. All of that, then you're a man.
My anxiety is terrible, and even when you're talking about that, my belly's hurting.
Bro, I would just suggest that you go and do it. And on that note, my friend, I've got to do one. I'd love to speak a bit longer with you guys. Maybe I'll come back next week or whatever. But yeah, I'm enjoying the artifacts. I'm coming here to get some free stuff right now. A couple trainers, couple jackets, couple hats. But seriously, you know how it goes.
Is this worth the trainers and the jacket?
1,000,000%, mate. And this is a beautiful setup as well,
bro.
man.
Thank
but
you,
seriously, fun and games aside, I mean, I've got a lot of stuff from Artifacts. They do the most retro dynamic stuff that you can go and find. When it comes down to the trainers and that, they're banging. But the tops, I mean, imagine I'm coming in and I'm seeing old Gabici tops, the old boys. We're going to know about that. When you're seeing the Diodora stuff, you know what I mean? And Artifacts they got collaboration with Adidas. The tops are wicked. So on that note, I'm going to say peace, 2 fingers. I'm Spencer, the knowledge Fearon. Yes, the person that knows everything about the game. I'm out. Later.
Cheers. Cheers, mate.